It's recording now, huh? Okay, all right. Well, then we'll just do that. Okay, this is take 2 because I did the whole first one and it wasn't even recording. But thank you guys so much for everything you do. We have our mini pre's this weekend. Thank you for doing your entries. Please send an email to your groups with their entries to let them know. If they need to decline the meet still, we will have to go in and do it. But make sure that gets done. Again, we want to have 0 no-shows at this meet. 1, we don't want to bill the parents for something they didn't go to. 2, empty lanes stink. It's not as fun when there's 2 kids in a race when there should be 5, right? So my second thing, I guess my soft skill I'm going to talk about today is leadership and performance. These 2 things absolutely fascinate me. Great leadership fascinates me. I try really hard to be a great leader on our team. I have messed up a lot in the past and still mess up constantly. But at the end of the day, I want to be a good leader, not for myself, but so that I can bring the best out in my people. And you guys are my people, right? And at the same time, I want to bring the best out of my athletes. And that goes straight into performance. Great leaders bring the best out of their coaches and their swimmers. I just had to double check it was recording. I'm sorry. And if you have a great leader in the water, on the pool deck, or anywhere else, great performance is going to follow. So I want you to think about, how are you leading? How are you encouraging your teammates, your swimmers to lead? Every single one of you has the power to be a great leader. It's not a natural born skill. I promise you that. It's a learned skill that takes practice. And we want every single one of you to be a great leader on our team. So that's all I got to say about that. I do have a quote from Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL. He says, "There's no such thing as bad teams, only bad leaders." I personally think that's true in my experience that I've seen in the classroom, that I've seen on the pool deck, that I've been a part of the staff. I've gone through like 4 different head coaches. Like, I've seen it, guys. Bad leaders build bad teams. So if your team is struggling, like your specific swim team is struggling with certain things, I would look at yourself first. That ownership comes from you. And I have Sarah here. In the first one, we did this real cute intro with Sarah, but now I feel rushed because it's my second time doing it. But Sarah's here. I got Sarah today. She's teething, so she's a little drool monster. Say hi, Sarah. Say hi. Yeah. What are you pointing at? Say hi. Hi. Okay. All right. She waved a lot more in the first one, I promise. Okay. Dev 1. So main thing we want to talk about is we will be working on fly timing. So those button drills we worked with Kyle. A button's your sternum. B button's your belly button. We want to do warm-up this week with fins. The reason for that is it's going to go by a lot faster. You can teach 1-minute intervals, right? Always leave at the same time. It's a great teaching tool. If your team's ready, you can teach faster than 1-minute intervals. 50 seconds means -10. But the fly buttons with our arms up, and we do not have snorkels for Dev 1. So I'm going to encourage you to not do whole 25s with the buttons. Just do like 5 buttons and stop. Or 3 buttons and a stroke and then stop. Keep it simple. Be excellent at the basics. And then we can move on and do more as we get better. We want to review starts. And we want to review 100 relays. So again, we want our kids to know how to do relays, to feel comfortable doing relays, because we don't want the first time they see relays at a swim meet. Like, we don't want that to happen. That's confusing. That's chaotic. So yeah, that's it. Is there anything else for Dev 1, Sarah? I don't know what she's pointing at. She just points now. She points at things she wants. She points where she wants us to take her. And she says more. Can you say more? Can you say more? She knows sign language. More. Okay. So yeah, meet prep. If you want to use the starter, just let me know ahead of time and we'll get something set up. Or we might even have you combine with another group. But using the starter is an amazing teaching tool. We have 50s at this meet. So if you put your kid in 50s, open turns are fine. Like, we haven't really worked on flip turns, so an open turn is great. I wouldn't worry about it. That's good stuff. Yep, say hi, Sarah. Okay, Dev 2. So you're working on breaststroke. We want to work on breathing on the out sweep we in sweep, shoot forward, and then as you get to full extension, then you kick. We want to keep them a little separate, so we boom, boom, kick. Boom, boom, kick, right? And then really working on that kick technique. That's the hardest part to learn. I like getting them out of the water and showing them how to manipulate their feet, like spelling the alphabet, or maybe not the whole alphabet, but spelling letters with your feet, like teaching them how to manipulate that ankle mobility. Having them sit on their ankles, also good for ankle mobility. And then on the Thursday, we're going to be going back to the freestyle progression, just kind of pumping that out, and then meet prep. And same thing, we're doing relays, we're doing starts. If you want to use the starter, just let me know ahead of time and we can create like a little schedule of your team being able to use the actual starter to work the meet. Because again, great preparation. Dev 2, you guys are going to the actual Halloween meet, so it'll be a little more chaotic. So just be ready for that. I would talk to your parents. Like, if you want to do the best job you can for those families, I would tell your parents, hey, I'll meet all your swimmers right here between this time and this time, right? So if you have a Dev 2 group, say, and warm-ups start at 8, or I don't know what time they start, but it'll be on your email. But say, I'll meet you here at 7:30. Between 7:30 and 7:40, I will be here to gather up the team so that when as soon as they show up, they know where to go. Like, that's really good. Number one thing that causes stress is when a kid shows up and they're like, where's my coach? What do I do? Again, that's for the Dev 2. Do you have a question? Okay. Anyways. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys so much for all the work you do. Please read the information I put out. And I love you guys. Have a good one.